Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad to be back on YouTube. I took a little month break so that I could get my kids some quality time with me before they go back to school. I just felt like that's what we had to do for our life, but I am back and some fun things happened, and that's why I'm bringing you the stupidest things I've ever done to save money. And so what brought this up was me and my husband, we went on a little retreat to get away from the kids. We love them, but we needed a little alone time for our anniversary. So we went to a different city and we got the most dumpiest hotel on earth. We were trying to just save a little bit of money because we knew we weren't going to be in the hotel very often because we wanted to do a lot of outdoorsy stuff and a little bit of shopping. That's just kind of like what we like to do. That's just kind of wasn't the trip where we were just going to spend our whole time inside. So we're like, okay, we can compromise here. So we got these really cheap hotels, like $75 hotel rooms, and like they let you pay in cash. It was super sketchy. So anyways, I was like coming away from that experience like, oh my gosh, that was stupid. We should have not done that. I mean, this place, like, it felt like you were swimming in a swimming pool because it was so damp. And like, it was like one of those hotels where like homeless people stay at when they're not homeless because they got found some cash or something. I don't know, it just felt really weird and sketchy the whole time, and I felt like I could have been murdered at any point, but we were safe and we made it out alive, so it wasn't the most romantic, let's just put it that way. So that's where this video came from. I was telling my sister about it, and she's like, you need to tell people about this, like what not to like save money on, what to spring for if you have to. So anyways, it feels good to be back on YouTube. We're excited. All the kids are in school right now, so we have more time on our hands, so I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys are too if you guys have kids that are in school. So alright, let's get into this. The most stupidest things I've done to save money. Confessions here. Alright, so the next stupidest thing that caused so much grief in my life is back when me and Chad, when we got married, we did a little bit of traveling, but we came back to the United States and we needed to find an apartment building fast. And so we were like, what's the cheapest thing we can find? It doesn't matter what it's like. So we found this place. It was like $500 a month, which is pretty reasonable for a one-room apartment, everything included. And like, it was fine. It was not in the best neighborhood, and we knew that, and all these things. Anyways, I woke up around the first night with a roach on my face, and there was like, I come into the kitchen and there's roaches all over the sink, crawling out of the sink, and there was just, the place was infested with roaches. I cried every single day that we lived there for the whole 30 days that we lived there. It was complete torture. We spent so much money on raid, so much money on all sorts of things that we had to buy to get rid of roaches out of this apartment. And so we were like, this is unreasonably clean. We asked the landlord for our deposit back. He wouldn't let us have it back, so we were out the $500 that we paid in that rent, the next month's rent, and the deposit. And then so I had to move back in with my sister as a married person because of the stupid thing that I should have sprung for a little bit nicer apartment for like $100 more a month, and we would have been fine. So anyways, it cost us so much money, not to mention all the money we had to spend eating out and all that stuff. It was absolutely terrible. It was the worst. Your
sister's house got infested.
Yeah, and I didn't want to say that, but Chad just mentioned it. So when we moved into my sister's house after we had roaches, my husband's on the other side of the camera and reminded me of this most terrible event that happened 6 or 7 years ago. My sister's house got roaches, and we had to pay $300 to $400 to get her house uninfested with roaches. It was a nightmare. Complete nightmare. Spring for the extra $100. It would have saved us so much more money. So anyways, so don't buy crappy apartments with roaches. Okay, so So the next one here is when I was at Aquarium with my kids. This is the third rate thing that you should just pay the money. I kind of like compromised my integrity a little bit. We were at this aquarium in the Mall of America, and all over there were signs that said, If you buy 2 adult tickets, you get 2 kid tickets free. So you buy one, get one free or something like that. And so we get to this aquarium. We were so excited. You know, we're on a budget. We just got Augustine and Nay. It was like when they were younger, 4 or 5 years ago here. And we get there to pay and they charged us the full amount. And I was like, no, but there was these signs that said you buy one, get one free for the kids, so it should be this amount. And so literally it's like $15. It's like $7.50 for like a kid to get in there or something so minute and cheap. And so for some reason the sign expired and it never got taken down. Whatever, I work in retail, I get it that those things happen, you know, but like the person would not change it for nothing. And so I, being the person that I was in the moment, trying to get something free here for my kids, was like, I demand to speak to your manager right now because this is not right. This is an injustice. You are lying. Absolutely ridiculous to treat people that way. Do not treat customer service people disrespectfully over $15. Just pay the money, go into the aquarium. I mean, people were staring at us. My kids were watching me. Not a great experience for everybody. Just move on. Have fun at the aquarium. It's probably worth it. It was fun. So I always think back to that day, that moment, and I was like, oh, that was bad. I was not a very good Christian in that moment. So Jesus forgave me, though. That's the good news. Okay, this next one is also to do with customer service stuff. Last year, we went to this wedding, and next to the hotel we were staying in, there was a Target there. And we were really excited because we don't have a Target in our town. So we're just like, cool, a Target. So we love Target. We can spend some money in there. And the kids need a new winter clothing. And so like, how many people know, like, that's really expensive for winter clothing. Jackets, they can be pretty expensive. So we went in there, all these signs everywhere were plastered, 20% off all this winter clothing. So I was like, awesome. And I should have known better because I do work in retail, but there's a lot of fine print on those cards for 20% off. So I get up there, I ring everything up, and this is right before the wedding, so I didn't have a lot of time to look at everything. And I looked at my receipt after I get out of there, and nothing rang up 20% off. So I go back in there all mad again and be like, okay, like, what's wrong here? I don't have very much time. I have to go to this wedding. And they were like, oh, you have to download this app in order to do it, this Cartwheel app. And so I love Target, don't get me wrong, I love them, but was like, okay, I don't have time to download this app, so I'll do it later. I'll come back later that night, the hotel's right next door. We'll just skip a little bit of the dance and come over. So we went back in there, and then, so downloaded this app, got everything rung up, and they were like, oh, it's only this specific brand, this Jack and Jill brand or whatever that's on sale, not all these other items. And I was just like, oh, it probably took us about 3 hours from start to finish on this transaction to save maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks. And it just like sucked away all the fun that I was having with my siblings, and me and my husband had a little tiff over it because it was just ridiculously expensive. And it just wasn't worth it. I could have just paid it, moved on with my life, had fun at a dance, and whatever, not spend 3 hours in Target on a night of a wedding. Anyway, so also, when it comes to customer service, like credit cards and stuff, we've done this before. We try to save money by getting credit cards and all that kind of stuff at these places. It's just not worth it. I have a credit card rant in a different video. You can go and watch that. Don't do it. Don't sell your soul to these credit card companies. It's not worth it. So, for the save 10%. So, another thing that we do not do, unless it's convenient, is couponing. We used to do this all the time to save money. We would get together with my friends and we would cut out coupons, and then have like these packs of coupons, and we would go to the store and we would buy things that we didn't really even need because we had a coupon and it was cheap. And we ended up spending more money because we had to buy the stuff that was on the coupon than the stuff that we actually needed. So if you're couponing, it could save you money, but only coupon for the things that you need to buy, not the things that says on the coupon. So does that make sense? It did save us money. We don't coupon very often anymore unless it's on the package itself. We rip it off and then we coupon. So that's how we do it, and sometimes we forget. It's really bad. Don't forget that. So, there's nothing worse when you get home and there's like a coupon on your package and you didn't use it. I hate that. That's frustrating. All right, so this is something that we have in our community. We have like this place where you can go and buy like discounted food. I think a lot of communities have these places. For the most part, these places, they're allowed to sell like expired food and different things like that. And we like get sucked into this. We ended up like spending like $50 or so, something like every time we go into these places. And we wouldn't even be able to eat half the food. We'd have to throw it away because it was nasty and expired. So we just don't even go there anymore because it's just not worth it. Every once in a while you find this super awesome deal and it's like, oh yeah, I can do this to save money and make all this money, but in reality you're not saving any money and you're probably eating expired food that's bad for you. So stick to the stores that have health regulations and you'll be safe. So, alright. So this is something that I know that everyone's going to argue with me about because I just know that like people make a lot of money doing these, but for me it's just not worth it, and that is a yard sale. Yard sales for me are like so much work and you don't get very much money at all. Like, oh, I did this yard sale last year and I probably spent 8 hours getting ready for this yard sale, and I probably spent 4 or 5 hours at the yard sale and then cleaning up. So it's probably like a 16-hour ordeal, and I made like $40. That's like terrible wages. And I didn't even get rid of as much stuff as I wanted. So when I go to sell stuff now, it's like online on like Facebook rummage sites and stuff like that, or I take it to a consignment store, or I just give it away. It's worth it. You'll get reported in heaven more if you give it away, and it's just less hassle and less stress in our life. So not a great way. I felt really stupid every time I do a yard sale. I don't know why. Every year it just like mesmerizes me, and then I do it and then I regret it every time. So another thing that we've done to save money that we've lucked out on is not getting health insurance. When we got married, my husband, he didn't take out any health insurance because I was like, well, this guy's really healthy. It wasn't illegal back then, all these things. But in the long run, if something would have happened to him, if he got in a car accident, or if he would have got hurt or broken arm or a leg, that would have been completely devastating to us. It was stupid for us not to have some sort of catastrophe insurance on him. And then this also like aligns with insurance is having full coverage on a vehicle that is irreplaceable. Like, so we had this van and somehow it got wrecked. I don't know. I wrecked it. That's what happened. And so I wrecked the van, and now we don't have a vehicle. We haven't had a vehicle for over a year, and that's because we didn't have full coverage on it. So that was stupid. It doesn't save money if you can't replace it. So we'll get a car eventually. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So, number 9. So I decided that I wanted to save money on haircuts for my boys. So I started cutting their hair, and let's just say they didn't look as cute as they normally do. And these haircuts, they're, normally like a cheap haircut's like $15 to $10. So it's just not worth it. Have a professional cut someone's hair, or a friend that's a professional cut someone's hair. It will be better for your kids in the long run. All right, and number 10, this one has caused our family quite a bit of just random, like every time it happens, it comes, okay, here's the story. Okay, so it was Christmas time, and like on the internet, it just kind of mesmerized me. There was these super cute boots online, and they were like only $20. So I was like, oh, that's such a great deal. I don't normally buy stuff online because I don't know the quality, especially clothing. I like to touch things and feel things and try it on. So I don't normally do it unless I know. So I was like just mesmerized by it. So I was like, sure, I'll just buy these boots. And at the end of it, it said something about magazines, and I was like free magazines or something like that. And so I was like, sure, whatever. We'll just get some free magazines with these $20 boots. What a great deal, and for the past, this was probably 4 years. So the past 4 years now, we've been getting random magazines in the mail, and some of them are nasty, and my kids will might be able to see them, and it gets me all worked up and just stresses everybody out. All for a pair of $20 boots that broke in 2 days. So these boots didn't even last very long. They broke in 2 days. Ugh, so stupid. It's such a stupid mistake. Never gonna do it again. So anyways, I hope you guys learned from my stupid mistakes that I've done, especially that hotel one. Do not get cheap hotels if you can help it. Just spring for $10, $20 more. It'll be worth it in the long run, and you'll be safe, and you probably won't die and get diseases. Anyways, so that's all I have for you guys today. Can you let me know in the comments below what some of the stupid things that you have done to save money so we can all have a laugh at you too. Anyways, I hope you guys have the best day ever. We'll see you next time. Bye.